we started with the list, and uh, you know then we have seen the different like how we're going to create the list, what exactly list is, right? It is indexable. What do you mean by indexing? What do you mean by slicing? How to create the empty list, how to access the element, right? And the elements can be of different types that we learn, right? And um, so like how we are actually going to index or find out the elements from the list, right? Then we have seen what is slicing is. If you remember this, this is what the formula for, or this is what the syntax for slicing. Okay, so s is our list. Start is there, end is there, and step is there. Step is nothing but how to select the element. If step is one, then we'll be selecting the element one after another. If step is the two, then we will be taking first element, then we will be skipping the second element, then again we'll take the third element, skip next element, take third element, kind of sequence will be following, right? When step equal to 3, then we'll be taking first element, then we will be skipping next two elements, and then again we'll be taking the next element. In this way we'll be selecting or choosing the elements in the list. Okay, then again we learn the different rules, guys, based on the sign of step. Sign in the sense, if your step sign is positive, then can you just write down the rules, guys? If our step sign is positive, I just wanted to check. Can you just write down the rule when our step sign is positive? The rule is start will be our start, end will be our end minus 1, and we will go in forward direction, right? So this is what the rule for when step is positive. Then what if step is negative, guys? What if step is negative? Our start will be start, then end will be end plus 1, and will be going in backward direction, right? So these are the rules we have seen, right? And almost like 100%, if you follow this particular rule, then you'll get the correct answer. Okay, so uh, so whenever you will be appearing for actual the certification, then there will be this particular question, like the slicing and indexing and all. Okay, so just go ahead and follow these steps. Okay, slicing, skip last number, what it means, can you just let me allow you to speak, then you can elaborate your thing. Can you give me some details? Now you can speak.
Hi, good evening. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah, the rules is start, end, and step. And if we take an array like 1 to 10, and the last step is 7, suppose the
Mm-hmm.
10. So I mean if we take the first 5 or 6 from the 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
the last number is not counting, isn't it? I mean, if you take a step 2 or 1, the
Mm-hmm.
last number is not coming.
Like in slicing you're talking,
Yeah, yeah, slicing.
when it is positive sign of the step, then definitely our end will be end minus 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, end will be end minus 1, so it will take till end minus 1.
That's why the last one is actually skipped.
If you want the last one, then don't mention
Anything.
the index there, don't mention the end step there, right? Keep it blank, so it will go till last element.
Okay, now I understand. That means if I keep blank, that means the end will not as like in minus one. So it will
Yeah,
take all the values.
right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so Vishal, let's take the example of Vishal. Like, let me just. Okay, can you see my notepad, guys? Here, just check the. This is the example, guys. Can anyone tell me what will be the output for this? Can anyone tell me what will be the output? So before solving, tell me what is start is. Start equal to 0, right? End equal to what? What is our end? Minus 1, right? So end is equal to end minus 1. That means what it will be? Minus 1 minus 1. That will be minus 2, right? And then step is what? 2. Getting it? So it will start from this position. It will go till minus 2, right? So how it is going to going to execute, guys? Yes. Expecting the answer. Let me just check it. Okay, so I, yeah, 13579, yeah, okay, 13579, right? So let me explain that to you. Okay, so can you tell me what is the index for this? What is the index for this? 10. What is the index for this? Okay, it is minus 1, or you can say like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is okay. But according to this, minus 1 means what? Minus 1 represents what? The last number, guys. Vishal, are you getting? My minus 1 is representing what? Last element. Okay, now you are having minus 2. Now end is minus 2. How it comes? Minus 1 minus 1, because end minus 1 is the formula, right? Our end is minus 1. We are subtracting minus 1 from that, so minus 1 minus 1 will be minus 2. Okay, so minus 2 means which element? So you remember, like, this is minus 1, this is minus 2, this is minus 3, right? So this will be your minus 2. Okay, this will be your minus 2. So it will start from 0. It will search for minus 2 till here. And then what is your step value? 2. So what it will do? It will take 1, skip 1. So it will take this 1, and then it is going to skip this. Then it is going to take this in this way. So answer will be 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Yeah, answer will be 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Is that okay, Vishal? I hope you understand this. Okay. So always remember the index. Okay. We have negating index also and the normal index also. Okay. Perfect. So I hope now let's go ahead and start with the next one, that is functions of this one list. So let me open the notebook now. Okay, let me open the notebook. Guys, if you can write the answers in the chat, that will be a great help. Chat at the same time. If you are allowed it to write in the chat, please write your things there. Maybe I may miss, the questions asked in the Q&A sometimes. So you can just, ask in the chat also if you can access the chat. Okay. So let me just open my Jupyter notebook. Okay, so let us consider I'm having, can you see my screen, guys? Is my notebook is visible to everyone? Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Suppose I'm having list 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my list is. Okay, now let me check how many elements are there in the list. So for that, I will be using len function to find out the number of elements in the list. Can you see how many elements are there in the list, guys? 4 elements. So this is the first function we'll be learning. Let me just write it down here. List functions. Okay. So this is the first function, that is len, which gives us the number of element present in the list. Okay, that is again very important. Then next one is, suppose I'm having print, okay, a dot sort, or maybe it is already in sorting order. So instead of sort, let me check the function of a. Okay, so these are the functions we are going to learn, and then we'll start learning each and every function one by one. So let us understand append first. Okay, suppose I'm having list A is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. This is the list, we already have that, right? Then a dot append, it will add new element in the existing list. So you can see here, when I just do append, and again if I try to print that, print a, can you see new element has been added here? I have executed this 2 times, that's why you know again 5 is getting added here. If you execute that again, you can see 7. Now 8 time I have executed, then next time I have executed. So every time when we execute the cell, it will append the 5 at the end of the list, at the end of the list. Okay, so append function is doing what, guys? Append function is doing what? Append function is used to add the element at the end of the list. Okay, append function is used to add the new element at the end of the list. Okay, append is very important again. Okay, so this is the use, add the element at the end of the list. Okay, so this is the use of append. Then next one is, let us understand more, guys. Okay, suppose I am having uh, a dot append. Okay, and I am adding list as a element, for example 11, 12, 13, 14. So can anyone tell me what will be the result and how many elements will be there in my list? Consider this as a previous list. I will be adding these elements in the list. Tell me how many elements will be there in the list. Okay, so I am getting various results from you all, guys. Let's print it and check it. Can you see? These all are the previous elements, and then this will be our what, guys? Last element, right? If you try to print the last element, how we are going to print the last element, guys? How we are going to print the last element? How we are going to print the last element, guys? -1. And you see the last element is my entire list. My last element is my entire list. So whenever we are using append function and we append the list as an element in the list, it will be added in the list. Okay, so you can see how suppose n number of times we are going to execute, it will add those number of list at the end. Okay, so this is, guys, the use of append. But if I want, okay, this 11, 12, 13, 14 should be added as a separate element in the list, then I will be using extend function. Let us understand that. A dot extend, in that I'm going to add same element 11, 12, 13 and 14, and then I will be printing this result, print a. You can see 11, 12, 13, 14 is added at the end of the list, but this is not the single element, guys, right? These are the number of elements. So 11 will be separate element, 12 will be separate element, 13 and 14 will be separate elements. Okay, like append is adding directly list as a single element, but extend will add what, individual element as a element in the list. Are you getting it? No, let me just create one more thing for you. Okay, let us consider I'm having a is equal to list 1 comma 2. Okay, then I'm just I'm just writing a dot append. Okay, so it's in this I will be adding 2 comma 3, right? So when I print this, what will be the result? And tell me how many elements will be there in this. When I execute this, how many elements will be there and what will be the result? Everyone, I'm explaining again. Okay, so tell me, I'm having this list. I'm appending this 2 and 3 in the A. Append means what? It will add the element at the end. The element is this entire list. So when I print it, it will add what? The entire list as a single element. Okay, this is one element, this is second element, this is third element in the list. The entire list will be the third element. Now you understood, guys? Now you understood the use of append here. What is the problem here? But I want this 2 and 3 as an individual element, not as a list, not as a list. Then what we are going to do is just a dot extend, right? I will be adding here 4 comma 5 for example, and then I'm going to print it a. So you can see the result. Yes, this 4 and 5 are added in the list as a separate element. This is not the list element, guys, like append does previously. Are you agree with this? Any question? So if you want to add a multiple elements in the list and that every element will be your individual element, then go ahead and use extend. If you want a list as a single element in the list, then go ahead and use append. Okay, this is what the simple difference between extend and append function. Okay, now I hope you understood this. Just to understand, let me just throw one more problem with to you. I'm having list A is equal to 11, 22, 33 with me. Okay, I am going to print a dot append in this 1 comma 2. Okay, so tell me what will be the result. Write down in the chat what will be the result. Just to validate. 11, 22, 33, 1 and 2, right? Check your understanding. Okay, I should write it in the like this. This append function returns none, guys. So write print A. We are printing the returned result of the function. Okay, so can you see the result? Okay, next is when I write a dot extend just outside this, in this a dot, suppose I will be adding 1000, 200, 100, 200. So, and then I will be printing this. Then your result will be like this. Okay, this is the use of extend. All right. Now let's go ahead and check other functions. Directory of A, directory of list, you'll get these functions. Now here is append we have seen. Now let's understand copy function. Okay, very simple. A is what we are having. Let us create B is equal to A dot copy. Okay, and then I will be having B as a list. Can you see, guys, what it does? What is the use of copy function? Can anyone tell me what is the use of copy function? It will copy all the elements of A into B. It will copy all the element of A into B. If you just check A is R, this one, it will copy all the elements of this A into B. Okay. This is the use of copy function. Any question in the copy? Copy function copies the array, copy the list into other. A dot copy will copy all the elements of A into B. So Mahesh, you understood the problem? Mahesh, you solved your query, you solved your error. Yeah, I will repeat that, guys. Plus, let me finish the append query first. Are you there, Mahesh? Okay, let's go ahead and see what is happening here is A is what our list is, right? Here is our list. I just want to copy this list into other variable. Then I'm just writing A dot copy. It will copy all the elements of A into B and it will create the separate list. Can you see this? This is the use of copy function. That's it. It is used to copy one list into other list, right? So this is copy. Then next one is, let us understand the count function. Okay. So A dot, let me just print it, print A dot count. I just want to count the 11. That means the frequency of the 11. How many times 11 occurred, guys, in the A? How many times 11 occurred in the A? One time. So you can write here, it will, count the number of, or maybe frequency of in the list. Let me give another example to you. Simple. Let's say I am having A is equal to 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma 2 5. Okay. Now if I am writing print A dot count, I just want to count how many times 1 occurred in the A. Can you see how many times 1 occurred, guys? 3 times. So you understood what is the use of count function. All right. So next function is, we have already learned extend. Let us go ahead and use insert. Okay. So let me just write it down. A dot insert 100. I will be printing here A. Okay. So what I need to do is, see here insert function, how many argument it is taking, guys? 2 argument, and we have given only 1. So insert function takes the position and the element. So I just want to add this 100 at 0th position. Okay, I want to add this 100 at 0th position in list A. Then insert is going to work. So now can you see 100 is added at the 0th position, guys? So let me just write down the syntax here. Okay. Insert in this position, comma, value. It will add the element at given position. So suppose I want to add 1000 at the end of the list, guys, then how I'm going to do that? Insert what? At last position I want to insert what? 1000, right? And then I will be printing A. So you can just check the 1000 is getting added at the end of the list. Let me add minus 2. Here it is being added. This one. This is how it adds. But okay. Okay. So as per the documentation, let me just try this. So A dot insert len of A comma 300. Okay. And then I'm going to, let me just remove this. Let me just, so if you want to add the element at the end of the list, then this is the method. Okay, I just want to add 3000. So now this is the way. Okay, I think we are not able to use that -1. It always takes, the second last element. So use len, length of A. So how many elements are there in this? So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so at the ninth position, we need to add what? This particular element. Okay, 3000. So you can see this is the method, guys, to add the element at the end of the list. Okay, method to add the element at the end of the list. Now can you tell me, guys, what it looks like? So -1 is not going to work, guys, for to add the element in the end of the list. As per the documentation, in the documentation they have mentioned like we are going to use len. So let me explain this to you. Insert function is doing what? Position and the element, right? So here we have mentioned the position. So what is the len function, guys? Can anyone tell me what is len function? What it gives? What len function gives? Length of the list. That means how many elements are there in the list, right? So can you tell me how many elements are there in the list, guys? 9 elements, right? So here 9 will be there, and at the ninth position 3000 is going to insert. Okay, so this is the end, because you all know, right, our index starts from 0. Okay, and suppose I am having 5 elements. So length will be 5 and the last index will be what, guys? If I am having 5 elements in the list, okay, basic question to you all, guys. If I am having 5 elements in the list, what is length of that list, guys? What is length of that list? 5, right? And what is the last index, guys? What is the last index? 4, because our index starts from 0. Okay, that is what the problem is. That's why to insert the element at the end of the position, end of this your list, then you have to use what? len function. That gives us the end of the list. Okay, this is the documentation of Python. You can check that right in the official website. So if you want to insert the element at the end of the list using insert function, then go ahead and use len function. Len of a, that means length of the list, and there you have to insert what? 3000. Okay, so this is how it works. Now just tell me what it is. Is it like a append function, guys? Is it like a append function? Okay, now let's go ahead and write down a dot index. Okay, suppose I just want the index of 3000. A dot index. Can you see what is the index of 3000, guys? What is the index of 3000? So you can just check 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So the 3000, the index of 3000 is 13. Okay, it gives the index of the it gives the index of the element in the list. Okay, so let us consider a dot index. Okay, for example 900. So what the answer you are expecting, guys? What is the answer you are expecting? Is 999 is there in the this? Okay, let me take the question. uh, so Sena, you have to apply the logic to find out the middle index. Okay, just len give you your last element. You can use the mathematics to find out the element middle index and then insert the value there. There is no any other method in the program to find out the middle value. Okay, what is not clear in the insert function, you can unmute Sena and you can ask. I think so, or no. Let me just check. Yeah, you can talk now. What is not clear in that?
Good evening, sir. What I meant is that suppose if you can show with an example, if I want to insert an element in the middle, how do I do that? With an example, just to understand.
In the middle means exact middle you want?
Or any position, say third or fourth or fifth.
Yeah, so it's
I mean,
very simple. No, you can just go ahead, a dot insert, right? And then give the position name, suppose 6 position. Okay, and then I want to insert minus 900, 999. Okay, and then it is going to insert that. Okay, just print it. It's so simple, right? You can just check this.
0, 1, 2, 3,
0,
4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay. So how it is related to length now? You just
It
said
is not
that
related to length at all, right? So initially we learn this, right? We learn this to insert the values at the first position. Okay. So if I want to insert the element at the last position, so generally what the normal users are doing here, writing -1. Okay. So -1 is what your last position. Getting it?
yes,
So
yes,
generally
yes.
we do that, but Python does not allow to do that. Okay. So
Okay.
for that, we need to use what? len function that gives us what? The last index, we can say. Okay. Length of the list means what? How many elements
Okay.
are there? Okay. So let us say I'm having 5 elements. So what will be the length? 5. And when I try to insert at the fifth position, that means it is at the end of the list. Getting it? Actually there are
Yes,
4 index only. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So
yes,
when we talk about 5 elements and we are trying to
yes.
insert at what? Fifth element, so it will
Correct.
be inserted at the end of the list. Getting it?
Yes, yes. So this would be treated as an exception, means only when we want to insert an element at the end of the list, only then we will be using this length
Length
function.
function, right? And then
Or
if you
else,
want, hmm,
it would be normal. We would be, just mentioning the position and then the element wherever we want to insert that.
exactly.
Okay. So this is only the exception for the last to insert
Yes,
the.
that's why I am showing you how to insert at the initial, like first position, how to insert at the last position, right? So in the first position, how we mention, you just give the index number and insert it, right? So it will be inserting that number at that particular position. So again, same here, if you just give the position, it will be inserting the value at that particular position. But if you want to insert at the last, then we'll be using this particular syntax. Okay.
Yes, sir. Clear. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let me check other questions, guys. Okay, Shweta. Okay, if you check the index of 11, then it is giving you what? Good question. Let me just, take that for you. Let me just cut it down. Suppose you are having this list, right? And then I just want to find out a dot index. Then you will be giving 11 here, right? So you can see like 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So this is how it will give the element of the element in this particular position. Okay. So if you want to access, now this 11 is not the element of this A, right? It is the element of this particular list. Okay. And if you want to access the element of this, then how we're going to do that? Just you have to mention, right? What you have to mention here, A of, like, we can just say, here 11, 12, and 13. So it will be giving you the 2 position, right? So this is how it is going to work, right? So it is not, going to return the index of this 11, right? And like, we can't actually, separate out this 11, 12, and 13, and we can't find out the position. If you just want to access this element, then we can do that. But if you want to find out the index of this particular element, then it is not possible using index. It is clear now?
So what if 11 is repeated number of times, more than once?
So like, let us say in the first position itself it is there, right? So let me just remove that and then just find it out. Can you see? It will give an first occurrence of the element. Even if we try to, what you want to print a dot count, and what you want to count 11. So it will give 2 because it is not going to consider this 11. It will just consider this individual element, guys. Do not get confused. Clear, Shweta? It will take the first occurrence, Rumi, sorry. It will take the first occurrence of the element. Are you getting? There is no answer for this, Ratha. The default setting is the first occurrence only. Yep. Which one, Rumi? So what is your doubt in that? That is okay, Rumi. You can use the next index. That is completely fine. At the end, what? It will be inserting the element at that particular position, right? That is completely fine. Mahesh, it will be a list only. It is not a string. Ajay, where are 3 elements? In which list you are talking about? This 2 you are talking about in the result. See, this 2 is for of what? This result, right? So tell me how many times 11 occurred in the list, guys? How many times 11 occurred in the list? It's 2 times, right? It 2 times. This 11 is not a single element, guys. It is a list, right? This is not a single element. This is a list. Okay. So it occurs how many times? 2 times. That's why the result is 2 here.
I mean,
Yeah. It is
yeah,
not going to count. Yeah. Tell me.
Radha here.
Yeah,
So
Radha.
I just want to know, like, since the list is short, right? So we're able to count the 11th is in 0 position. So let's say if the list is long, we are working on longer list. How do we know the 11th is occurring in which positions? How do we know that?
So you need to find out the index, right? So that's why we are having this particular function, index function.
Okay.
Suppose you are having lakhs of rows in the list, okay?
Yeah. But
And
let's say there are many 11, maybe on the 5th position, maybe on the 6th position, maybe in the 50th position. But
so
now
for
it's only
that,
showing 0.
yeah,
So how do we know 11th is occurring in how many positions are there?
so you need to apply the loop in that, okay? And you need to extract the index of that particular 11 in the particular list. So there will be a simple logic, okay, we'll be applying, and
Mhm.
then uh, we'll be displaying all these positions. So there is no such a function that will give us the indices of all occurrences of the element.
Okay.
We'll be
So,
applying what? The loop. We will be iterating each and every element. We'll be
mhm,
checking 11 is there. If it
mhm,
is, then we'll be returning the index position of that. Okay.
mhm.
And then we will be appending that. So let me just give you a simple code demonstration for this.
Yeah.
Okay. So suppose I'm having the list like this, for example, 11, 12, 11 again, 14 again, right? Then 15 again, 11,
Yeah.
in this way. Suppose we're having multiple 11s, right? So
Yeah.
let us say, for example, for I in A, okay, and
Mhm,
then uh, if your I is equal to 11, right?
mhm.
So what will be doing that, like, so if I is 11, then we will be finding out A dot index of, or we can say, or even we can enumerate this, we'll talk that later. uh, so for example, let us say instead of this, we'll be taking length of A, okay, and then if your A of I is equal to 11, then A dot append in that, instead of like this, we'll be taking B is equal to this one, empty list, okay, and then here B, and then I will be appending I here, okay, and then I'll be printing this B. What will happen here? Okay, so length of A, so how many elements are there? 7 elements, right? So this for loop will iterate how many times? 7 times. Okay, so it will start from, so
I have
here
6
I
elements.
just
There is
want
6
to write
elements here, right?
range.
Starting from
Sorry.
0, right? There is 6, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements
Yeah,
are there.
6 and 7 elements are there, right?
0, 1, 2, 3.
7 elements are there, right?
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
And then the index will iterate from 0 to 6, right?
Yeah.
So I will be 0, like this range function will generate what? The range function will generate 0 to 7 elements or 6 elements.
Yeah.
Okay. So the initially I will be 0. Okay. So
Okay.
A of 0 is equal to 11. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we'll be appending I there. So in
Okay.
B we'll be having 0. Again
Okay.
it will go, we'll check 12. 12, this condition fails, right? It will take in next element 11, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then like if the element found, then we'll be appending this position, and when we just execute this, so where it is, okay, let me just comment out this, and then you will find, can you see, at 0th position, at the 2nd position, at the 5th position, and at the
Mm-hmm.
6th position we are getting 11.
All right, great. Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the one way. Other way is like enumeration. We can use that also in a single 1 or 2 line. Even we are having list comprehension also. Using that also we can, do that in a single line of code, that we will be, learning in the upcoming sessions. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So this is how we are going to just acquire the index of the 11 in the single list. So guys, don't worry about that. Okay, we haven't seen that yet. So uh, will be just, if you want, then you can just click the photo. I'm going to remove that. Okay, because this may need a confusion while reading the file afterwards. Okay. All right. So any other question? Vishal, yes, we can use count function. We can use count function, Vishal. Okay. No, Vishal Kumar, I'm asking. Any other question? Index will give you the position of the element, index function. Okay. It's not much confusing. You are making it confusing. Okay. Just remember, index, right? Index, and it will just return the index of that element. That's it. Yeah, I'm going in that particular direction, Monica. Just wait for this. Vikas, what is the confusion? Would like to speak about that? Yeah, you can talk. What is your confusion?
Hi, Amit. Are you there?
Yes, yes, Vikas.
Yeah,
Yes,
if
tell
you
me.
can explain index again. A bit
So
confused.
can you see here 11?
Yeah.
Let me just make it 12 to avoid the confusion. Okay.
Okay.
So, like index start from 0, right?
Yeah.
This is 0.
Mm-hmm.
This is 1.
Yeah.
This is 2.
Yeah.
This is 3 and this is 4, right?
Yes.
So this 12 is having index what? 4. Am I right?
Yes.
So you can just check, it is returning 4.
Okay. Got it.
Right? And it is
Mhm.
not going to consider this 12 because
Yeah.
this is not a single element, right? This is the entire list.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Amit. Got it.
No problem.
Clear now.
Yeah. Pankaj, we can have a small snippet, code snippet for that. Okay. There is no inbuilt function to count even an odd numbers in the list. We need to write a small script for that, 2 line of script. Okay. But for now, it is out of scope because we are in the beginning only. So we need to wait for that, right? We are not familiar. Most of you all guys are not familiar with looping and if else and everything. So be patient. We will be, coming to that particular part. Okay. Now let us understand, for example, okay. So a dot index, in this, I'm having 1000. So is it there, guys? 1000 is there in this A. Definitely not, right? So it will be raising what? value error. So you can write here, if element is not present, then it raise value error. It raise and value error. And to avoid this error, we have a dot find function. And then if I'm just trying this, it will just return. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just check with this. Where is our function list? Okay, insert is there. Okay, find is not here in this list. All right, so we don't have other option, guys. So we need to, bear this. We must know whether that number is present in the list or not. So it will raise an value error. Okay. This is the one. We don't have any solution for that. All right. So I hope I have answered your question, Monica. Okay. So let's go ahead and check for a dot pop. And you can see, let me display this a first. Okay. Print a. Can you see this is the element? Okay. These are the elements in the A. I'm just popping the element. Pop means removing the element. So the function pop first display the element to be deleted, and then it will remove the element from the list. Can you see now what it is going to delete? Can you see now what it is going to delete? 12. And when I try to print that A, if you just see 12 is not present in the list. So pop function is used to delete the element, and it displays the element which is, we are going to delete. You getting? Pop function a dot pop will delete the last element from the list. Yes, we shall ask you doubt. Yes. Yes, by default it will delete the last element. This is arbitrary element, we can say. Okay, a dot pop function will delete an arbitrary element from the list. This is what the definition of the pop in the documentation. No, it is not going to delete the middle or any element, because it is by default is deleting the last element. If we have the multiple like other values, let me just say, for example, I'm having 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma a comma in this way. Okay, and then I'm just writing a dot pop function, then you can see it is going to delete what? The last element only. Okay, so when I again execute this, it is going to delete what? Let me just execute that. A dot pop, you can see it is going to delete minus a, then it is going to delete 3, it is going to delete 2, it is going to delete 1. Now we don't have element in the list, so it is going to raise the error because a list is empty list. Can you tell me what is this 3? A dot pop in 3. So it has deleted 11th element. That means 0, 1, 2, and 3. So pop function right? It is we can just give the index here. Can you
Hi,
hear me?
Amit, can you hear me?
Yeah, because
Your voice was breaking in and out.
oh, so can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's clear. Actually, Amit, so we use pop when we are not defining the value. I mean, the delay.
Index,
Yeah. Uh, if you are not defining the index, so it will delete the last element, right, in the list.
right?
If you are defining the index, which element to be deleted, then it tends to delete
Delete
that
that
element.
element. Right.
Okay, am I right? Okay, got it. Thanks, Amit.
Yeah, no problem. So if we are going to define the index in the pop, it is going to delete that element present in on that particular index. If we are not going to define the index, we are not going to pass the index, then it will delete the last element. That's it. Okay. Any other question in the pop? Okay. Let me just check with the other. That is remove function. Okay. Let's use remove. A dot remove. We will be passing 2 here. Can you see now? Now see, when I execute this, it is not going to print the number that we have deleted, right? Only pop function does for us. Now let's print it, and you can see 2 is no longer available in our list. Okay, let me try one more thing. A dot remove 1000. Is 1000 is there in the list? Can you see it is going to remove, it is going to raise and this particular, the error, that is, it is not present. Remove 100 is not present. Okay. Yeah. Remove function takes the value. You can write down this here. A dot remove, in that we are going to pass what? Element to be deleted. Right? This is the difference, guys. Remove and pop. Pop will take the index and it will return the number to be deleted, and remove function takes the element and it will remove the element, that element, right? Yes, Shweta, you're right. Okay, so let there is a good question. 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, a dot remove, I'll be removing 2. Okay, and then I'm going to print it. Can you see now what remove function is doing, guys? The first occurrence, it will delete first occurrence of the element. It it will delete the first occurrence of the element. Got it? Vishal, you are getting error still? Radha, in build functions, we don't have that. Okay. We need to again iterate through the list and we need to delete that. We don't have that inbuilt function. You can just check. These are the only inbuilt functions we are having. Okay, and these all are like object related functions, but we are looking for these functions. And for this particular point in time, we don't have that function which will delete all the occurrences of the element. Okay. So we need to think, we need to write a small script, 1 or 2 line script, and we will be able to delete all the elements from that. Any other question? You're right, Vikas. You're right. All right, guys. I hope you learned this. Now let's go ahead and understand the other. A dot reverse. And then you can see, you can print a 221. It's quite straightforward, right? It will reverse the list. Yes, Pankaj, you are right. Pop function will remove one element one time. Okay. And then let us try to understand. Suppose I want it is in a let's say I'm having a is equal to okay 2 1 3 4 1. Okay, and I want to sort it. So I'll do a dot sort, and then I will be printing that. You see now it has sorted the element in the ascending order. By default, it will sort the element in ascending order. If you want to sort in a descending order, then how are we going to do that? A dot sort. In this, we'll be writing reverse equal to true. And then it will be sorting the element in the descending order. You can see this. Okay. This is DESC in order. This is in descending order. Rather, reverse is not used to sort the element. It is just reversing the numbers. Okay. If we have the other like unsorted list, then it will be just, you know, reversing it. Yeah. Okay. Mahesh, okay, you're getting that. So what is the error? Value error. So you are trying to remove the 2, but you don't have 2 in the list, Mahesh. That's why the error is there. Clearly it is mentioning X not in the list. Mahesh, you are getting your error. You don't have 2 in that. So Sena, if you don't mention the true, then by default it will order your list in the ascending order. Okay. So what is the question, Brajabandhu? No, you have to write true and false, Sena. Yes, it removes 2 only at a time. We discussed that. If you write Arti false, then it will arrange the element in the ascending order. If you are writing by default, it is false. Okay. By default, reverse is always false. And when you make it as a true, then it will arrange your element in the descending order. Okay. So there is like, you know, let's take that example too. Let us say a is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma, you will understand that. Okay. Let's say a dot, you know, sort, and then I'll be printing a. So here you can see it will give an type error. We cannot apply less than, greater than, between, list and int. Are you getting it, Shweta? How it is going to compare the element, right? Because one type is list and another type is integer. So it is not going to compare that, right? That's why this is one scenario. Second scenario is like I'm having a, a, then capital A, for example, then C, then E, okay, then capital D, let us say, and then A dot sort, it is going to print. Can you see now? It is, you know, sorting this in an alphabetical order. Okay. Definitely capital A is small than small a, because the ASCII value for capital A is 65 and the ASCII value for small a is 92. So anyway, capital A is less than small a. Same, capital D is having ASCII value, I think 69 something, which is less than 92, that is A. That's why capital D is less than small a. Yes, Mohan, data type should be same. And that could be, you know, float, integer, or string. Okay. Any question on this? Can you hear me? Now you can see here, let me tell you, the ASCII value for capital A is 65. And onwards, small a is 92, B is 93. So based on this, can you tell me A, capital A is small or small a is small? Sena, it is capital A is small, right? And that's why you can see the ascending order is like this. Your ASCII value starts from like this. We have 26 alphabets, right? So it will continue till 26. Again, small a like starts from 92 till 26 numbers. Okay. Generally, it arrange the number in the alphabetical order if all cases are small. Safa, what it means? Like, I'm not sure what you're trying to ask. We don't have to worry about like what A is representing and B is representing. Just try to understand capital case is less than small case. Okay, for now. All right. So this is how it works, sort function. Okay. Any other question, guys, in the list? We have finished with the list. Now let's start with the tuple, or you can say tuple. Okay. Let me just go back and create the new notebook and share that notebook with you. Yes, Rupali asked that doubt. Okay, so I'll be taking that, Rupali. Can you see my screen? You're saying like this, right? B dot insert at 0th position. What is this A dot pop? Do you mean A dot pop like this or just this one? So if you execute this, you can see it will give an error. Or let me just insert, let me just define the B. B is equal to something 1 comma 2. Okay, and then let me execute this. Can you see? Okay, let me just write it down. A is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, it will be, creating the pop of list object, but this is not the correct way. Okay, it will be, adding this pop function. This is the pop function. This is not an element. Okay, I think you mean like this one, right? You mean this one. You need to enclose that bracket here. Okay, then what will happen? We are going to insert at 0th position in the B the element which is going to pop in the A. So whatever the element we are going to pop in the A, that will be, inserting at the 0th position of the B. And if you try to display that, you can see like in A we have popped 3, and that's why we have inserted at the 0th position here, right? So just enclose that pop in the parenthesis. Your answer is correct. whatever you want to achieve. Got it, Rupali? Yes, you can use B as an empty list. Yes, you can use B as an empty list and you can just add those elements. Instead of insert, you can use append also, right? B dot append in bracket what? A dot pop. That's it. Okay, let me just show you that A is equal to, suppose I'm having 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm having B as an empty list. Okay, then you can write like this. Okay, so here B dot append in this, what you're going to write, A dot pop. And if you try to display this B, see one element is added here because A dot pop is going to delete 3 here. That's why 3 is added in the B. Are you getting it, Rupali? Again, if you try to execute this, you will see one more element is going to add. Okay, let me just now comment this because it is always creating that. Let me execute this and you can see, right, it is going to add these elements every time if B is getting empty. You need to take care of that. You can see it is adding the element in that, right? So this is the way you can just, you just use the concept and you can, create the program. That is completely fine. And that is what your task is. Use the concept and create the logic. Now, tuple, whatever you want to say. Right. So guys, what is mutable? Can you list out the functions that are responsible to change the list? Okay. Okay. Append is there, pop is there. What else? Insert is there, extend is there. Right? These sort, okay, reverse, okay. Index is not going to change the list, right? It is going to just display the element list. Okay, index is not going to change the list. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now I hope you understood, like list is mutable, right? We can change it, we can modify it. Let's talk about the tuple. Tuple is immutable object or data structure. Okay, it is enclosed in this bracket, but not compulsory. It is indexable. What it means, guys? It is indexable. It is indexable. We can have the index, right? Then let us create this tuple, empty tuple. How we are going to do that? A is equal to this one, or we'll be using this function tuple, and then I will be printing the type of A. You can just check it is tuple or tuple. You can say any. Let us have A is equal to this, print type of A, and it will be the tuple. This is what an empty tuple, guys. Now let us print the ID of A. This is the ID of A, okay? And let me just add, this is the element, let us add element in this, and then I will be printing the ID of A. Can you see now, guys? Just check why it is immutable, guys. Why it is immutable? Okay, so initially we have created one empty tuple. Yes or no? We have created empty tuple, right? That time the ID was what? This one. That time the ID was this one. Now I have added few elements in the tuple. I have added few elements in the tuple. Can you see 1 and 2 are the elements in the A? But if I check the ID of A, can you see the memory location is different, guys? Memory location is different. That means whatever the tuple we have created, we are not able to modify that. If we want to modify that, then there will be a separate memory location allocated to that particular A. Are you getting it? And that's why it is immutable, guys. No, Pankaj. That's why it is immutable. Okay. So let's go ahead and check. Now let us create the element in that. Suppose I am having A as a tuple, right? And 1. Okay. So can anyone tell me what is the type of A, guys? Can you tell me what is the type of A? Just write in the chat. What is the type of A? Okay. So just check, it is integer. Though it is enclosed in the round bracket, guys, but it is not a tuple. Okay. So to create the tuple with one element, how we are going to do that? To create, guys, sorry for this mistakes, but the tuple in having one element, we need to use A is equal to 11 comma 11 comma, and then whatever the element, you can just define one, no problem, any element will work. And now if you check the type of A, then you will find it is tuple. Now it is not an integer. Can you see now, guys? Okay, now it is tuple because we have added comma there. Understood? If you want to create the tuple with only one element, then you have to write that element and give the comma. You will have that tuple. Any question in this? Okay, now let's go ahead. If you don't have any question, then let's go ahead and create one tuple. Let us say 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, now let us check what are the functions available in tuple. So how to check that? Print directory of A. Can you see now? These are the functions. So is count is responsible to modify the tuple, guys? Count is responsible to modify the tuple? No. That's why this function is there. Index is modifying the tuple? No. Okay, that's why it is there. But can you see remove, add functions there? Pop. Is these functions are available for tuple? Definitely not. Why? Because tuple is immutable data structure, guys. Are you getting it? Tuple is immutable data structure. Pankaj, what is your question? It means every index having number with it. Will be tuple? No. For list also, we will be having number for every element, right? So would like, let me unmute yourself. I'm not getting your doubt. Pankaj, ask your
Sure.
doubt. Just a second, because yeah, Pankaj, go ahead and ask your doubt. Are you there, Pankaj? Yes, Sena, I'll come to that particular point. Let me resolve the other questions, please. Okay, Vikas, go ahead. Do you have any question, Vikas? Yes, Monica, their ID will be same because these are the integer, right? These are the normal variable. Okay, Sena, like, let me just tell you that what you're asking. Okay, let us say I'm having B is equal to in this A, right? This is what you're trying to ask. And let's say print type of B. Can you see it is string? Can you see it is
So,
string?
sir,
It is not
not
tuple.
within not within the apostrophes. I mean, this just A.
It is not possible. It will not be able to recognize what is A is. It will treat A as a variable, but we haven't specified A there, right? We haven't specified A variable anywhere. So it is not able to find out A. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. So basically, if I put it within inverted comma and then put a comma next to A, then it will take as tuple.
Yes, it will take as a tuple. Okay, let me just show it to you. You see it is tuple now. Great. Okay. So guys, can you tell me what is the major difference between list and tuple? If you're asking this question, then it is very, you know, then it is very horrible because I have already shown you, right? What are the different functions were there for list and what are the different functions are there for tuple. Major difference I shown, right, to you all guys. The major difference is it is immutable and list is mutable. So whatever the functions we learn in the list, those who are changing the list are not available in the tuple. Understood? Your tuple is enclosed in the round bracket parenthesis and your list is enclosed in where? Square bracket. List is quite flexible. It gives us the ability to change and modify, right? And we can play with it, but tuple is not too much flexible. It is quite restricted. Once you create that, we cannot change it. Like, if you can change the username of Instagram multiple times, right? Or maybe you can just check, you can change the username, you can change the password of Facebook multiple times. So you can save the password in the list and you cannot change the username multiple times, right? So that can be a tuple. The tuple is used where we will not be allowed to modify the record. Mahesh. We will not be, allowing user to modify the record once created. That will be stored in the tuple. Mahesh, we can't delete that. Can you see the delete function in this? I am saying it is what you want to delete the entire tuple, or you want to delete the normal element in that particular thing. What you want to delete? So to delete the entire tuple, you can use del operator. We will be learning that because we haven't seen that also in the list, right? So del is the operator where we can give the object, it will be deleted from the memory. Okay. You can't delete the single element, but you can delete the entire tuple. Prajakta, I think that will be tuple. Right? Is it tuple, Prajakta, at your end? Okay. Now guys, there is no need to enclose that in the round bracket also, parenthesis also. Let me show it to you. Suppose a is equal to, I'm writing 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma, and if I'm trying to print, the type of, let's say type of a, you can see it is tuple. Can you see I have written these elements? There is no need to enclose it in the round bracket also. Mahesh, there is no restriction on the size of tuple, but that will be very hectic to store the element in the tuple. We have advanced data structure to store the big element. Okay. This can be used to just, process your data. Take the data, process, and finish it. But very powerful data structures these are. Now, I hope everyone is familiar with the count and index function, guys. What is the use of count? What is the use of count? Yes, throw your answer in the chat. What is the use of count? Count the number of elements, right? It gives the frequency of the given element. How many times that element occurred? All right, I hope you are clear with that. Now let me just write down one thing. A is equal to, in tuple, I am having this number of elements. I just want to print A of, okay, 4 comma 1 comma -1. Can anyone tell me what is the result? Can anyone tell me what is the result? Rumi, what you're saying, it is not the list, it's a tuple. So we can't use that, right? We can't use that, right? Salman, why it is error? Can you just justify? So you remember I already mentioned we are not editing, right? We are not editing. We are just accessing the element, Salman. Right? We are not editing the elements. We are accessing the element. And I already mentioned that it is indexable. Yes or no? I already mentioned that it is indexable. That means slicing is also applicable. Indexing is also applicable. Okay, so just I hope you all are familiar with this. Answer would be 643. Why it is 543? I can't see 5 in my tuple. Why you all are saying 5? Yes, Mahesh, we can use index and count function. I already mentioned that, right? And I have already shown that to you. I'm not sure like why you're asking that, but we have already, explained that. Yeah, Rumi, no problem. That is completely understandable. Yeah, Mohammed, you're right then. I hope you are getting that right. Slicing and other. I just want to confirm like you are, aware with the slicing and the indexing part. Slicing and indexing is completely same as the list. Okay, using slicing and indexing, we are not going to change the element at all. Yes, Vishal. So Vishal, why you have written A in the A and then the round bracket? How we are doing? How we are doing slicing? There should be a square bracket, right, Vishal? In print, you have written A in round parentheses 4:1:-1. That should be square bracket, Vishal. I believe like you're getting this. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Sena, like in your tuple, I think 5 is there. That's why the result 543. If you don't have 5 in the tuple, then definitely you'll not get that, right? I know like everyone has written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 something. I skipped 5. What count function, Vishal? You just write a dot count in bracket the number. Okay, let me show it to you. Okay, suppose you are having this particular tuple a dot count in this. Suppose I want to count how many times 3 occurred or 2 or 3 occurred in my tuple. Can you tell me how many times 3 occurred in my tuple? Only one. Vishal, you're getting? Same as list. Index also same as list. So what I can do is like, you know, I'm just preparing one file to just, you can refer this later. You can execute this. That's it for the day, guys. Okay. If you have any questions, then please let me know. Yes, Vishal, the only difference is it is mutable and the list is mutable and the tuple is immutable. You're right. Okay, 26th line, Nirmala, let me check which one is the 26th line. I'm not sure. Okay, the indexing part, right, Nirmala? The slicing part. Sure, I will explain that. No problem. Let me share the screen quickly. Is it visible? Do you want this explanation, right? So tell me, now your step is negative. Tell me what is start. What is the value of start, guys? Meenakshi and Nirmala, what is the value of start? We observed like our step is negative, right? So we'll be using negative rules. So what is the value of start here? 4. What is the value of end, guys? It's 1. And as it is negative, it will be end plus 1, that is 2. Yes or no? It is 2, right? So it will search the element from 4 and it will go till 2. So which one is the fourth? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will start searching from here 6. Okay, as step is 1, so it will just take everything 6, 4. Okay, that is 4, 3 and 2. It will take what? 6, 4, 3. You can just check. So let me just comment this and then you can see 6, 4, 3. 6 is having index 4, then 3 and then 2. We need to end at 2, right? That's why it is 6, 4, 3 in the backward direction. Meenakshi, you're getting? Nirmala? When our step is negative, then we need to consider start equal to start, end equal to end plus 1 and search the element in the backward direction. This is what the rule is, right? And that's why we are getting that particular result. I hope this lecture is useful to you all, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. I will be sharing this file with you. Yes, Mahesh, we can convert the list and tuple and vice versa. Okay, we'll check that later. Okay, type conversion. Sure, I will be sharing this notes. Let me just download that. Notebook. Yeah. Okay, let me share this with you. Can you check in the chat, guys? Confirm if it is available to you. Please confirm the portal also.